Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
Welcome to It's Time to Talk. I'm April.
And I'm Deidre. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday.
So good to be back.
Oh, my gosh. We haven't been here in so long. It feels, I miss everything.
I know.
I miss driving down Sunset. I miss the lot. I miss Jarvis.
Yes.
Did you miss us, Jarvis?
Yes. We missed you too, Jarvis.
We missed you. Miss Tony, everybody
Tony,
here. I missed I missed
Tony
our intro song. I was like, hey.
Feels so good to be back at
it feels
UBN. I
wonderful.
love it. Love UBN. Oh my gosh.
We took a
little hiatus, right?
Yeah, we did. It was much needed, but we had to do it.
We did.
We had to do it.
The big word for us has just been so much transition. We were talking about it, and just so many things have been taking place, so many changes, you know. And I don't know, for people out there, I don't know if it's just out there in the universe, because even other people I've been talking to, you know, through my business and just meeting people around the way, it's just like so many people are going through changes. And I know,
but like
major.
I
was gonna say, I know
changes.
we always do, but like major, you know, these are life changing transitions.
So it makes you kind of wonder, like, what's going on in the universe, what's going on in a bigger level that is making so many people that we know and that we see think, okay, now they're going through something.
Right.
It's just not the norm.
Right.
I think the last show that we had, we were talking about our cousin Shanera, who passed away, and we dedicated that show to her.
We did.
And I think when people make that kind of transition, it really makes you become introspective, and you really take kind of a lot of your own life and where you are.
Yes.
I know it did it for me.
Yeah.
Because we grew up with her. We were very close. We're a very close family.
We were.
And so it kind of makes you think, okay, what kind of things are what kind of stock should I take in my own life? What's not working?
Right.
What do I need to fix? Life is too short. It makes you think life is too short.
You get to that point.
I need to get this in order, in order.
It is. It makes a lot of sense, because it's like, you know, those are wake-up calls to me. You know, those are things, because, you know, we're on autopilot a lot of times, you know, getting up and doing the day-to-day things.
Yeah.
But when you sit down and you think about, you know, what do you want your life to be like in the next 5, 10, 20 years? You know, are you entering into the second half of your life? You know, what are your dreams and goals and things like that? So it really is important, especially nowadays. Time is flying. It is not playing, you know, and it is just really something to see, because I'm just thinking about in terms of my own life, you know, and like, you know, as you get older, like there's things that you should have in place, life insurance, you know, be thinking about what are you going to be leaving to your children,
and hopefully you want to leave something to them,
things like that, you know, and just even setting your own self up for your own retirement, you know, being able to live comfortably as you age, different things like that. And it's never too early to start that, you know. But I think when you see people around you, such as our cousin, and then I also want to give my condolences out to the Bowman Parker Carter family. Joe Bowman, he passed a few days ago. So, you know, my condolences to the family, and much love to you guys. So it's like there's just so many things that make you think, like, okay, you start to think about your own immortality, just everything. So I think that's why we were talking, like, the word of the day is transition.
So,
and even good things.
I was going to say,
positive things
there's those
too.
kind of changes, and then there's good changes. Your business is growing.
Yes, praise
it's
God.
booming. I'm always like so proud of you and all the things that, you know, but it's so funny because it seems like right now you're growing to a level where people are remembering you, mentioning you, talking about you, as opposed to before, you were trying so hard to get your word out.
Introducing it.
Try this, try this, try this, try this. And now people are like returning and saying, oh, I found you and I've been looking for you. And, oh, I've heard about you. I've been meaning to try this. And, so it's taking on a life of its own energy.
It's so exciting. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Because people are like, now my products have become a part of their daily routine. So it's just like, it's so.
That's right.
So
it's on that body butter, baby.
From that and the deodorant and then, the new products that I'm developing.
Yeah.
And it has just really been life-changing for myself, big transition,
Already, I think everybody, all our regular listeners know how I lift this company up because it's changed my life. And it's no chemicals, no toxins. It is great skincare that is healthy and healing for your skin.
And I want to say thank you because you gave me the name, Did It for Love. So I put that out there, because it's made with love. And, I pray over my products. It is healing. I want it to bless people because it's blessed me. It's helped me recover and stay healthy, in terms of being a breast cancer survivor. So I make sure that what I put into these ingredients, make sure that they are good, they're from the earth. So I'm grateful. I am so grateful. And to have this platform and to share
I've been getting
everybody.
So many compliments. I got my little summer tan, everybody. But I've been getting so many compliments on my skin. And just complete strangers.
Right.
Your skin is so beautiful. And I'm just like, oh, thank you. But then it gives me a chance to say, this is why. Because let me tell you, 3 years ago, not so much.
Yes,
I didn't get as many compliments like that
as well. And so I will tell people, don't sleep on shea butter. Shea butter is a miracle.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And for all skin types.
All skin types, exactly. And
people sometimes think, just for people of color, because a person of color is selling it.
Let me tell you, it helps. It would help people that have the least melanin, in their skin. It would help them extremely the most.
Yeah.
It's because, our skin is aging every day. And, we as African Americans or people of color, we have a great deal of more melanin, so our skin is more protected. Exactly. But on top of that, when you mix that shea butter, oh my gosh! So anyone who's not of that, type of culture, it benefits all. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing.
No, it really is.
But as far as just transition itself. There's changes. I see beautiful changes happening in your life, and your son is entered into high school now. And, growing up so wonderfully, just handsome young man. Yes.
It's just absolutely amazing. And that's a huge change for our whole family. Just thinking about him going to high school.
But the biggest thing I want to say is just transition. If anyone out there, you can certainly relate. Whatever transitions you're going through, just have your goals in place.
Yeah.
Put your dreams and put everything that you want out there that's good and positive. Put it out there. Meditate. Dream on it. Pray about it. Put it out there because this is the time.
Yes.
This is the time where those blessings and those things, manifestations are happening.
And what I also want to say, want to kind of just piggyback on behind that is that be calm about it. Transitioning. I think transitional periods, it's sort of a meditative period, and it's a time for you to reflect and relax and sort of let the answers come to you.
Right.
Right. What do we always say? What's the saying that goes, what you're seeking is seeking you. What you're looking for is looking for you. You're going to meet it. It's going to happen. So you just kind of let it flow. Yeah. And you'll find it and it'll find you.
Like God says in the Bible verse, keep asking, keep knocking, keep seeking.
And he just gave me chills.
And it will come to you. So
miracles.
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe that.
So
I love it. I believe the whole situation it's from, it's new beginnings. And that includes it's from death, out of death. There's new beginnings. There's life changes, different turns.
I love the theme, and we just came up with this theme on the way in. I love the transitional theme of the show because that's exactly what's going on. Right. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in terms of business and entrepreneurship with our guest. Yes. We have Amber Wright. She's an author, and she's author of the book, Can We Talk? 10 Life Lessons on Finding Your Voice and Finding Yourself. So when we come back from the break, we will be talking to her. And I'm sure she has a lot of information because she helps female, I'm sure some males too, entrepreneurs find their voices and find their truth. Yes. So we'll be talking to her when we come back from the break. Please stay tuned.
Speak Your Week will guide you through the process of using the power of your thoughts and words to create more positivity and success in your life, day to day and week to week. Written by It's Time to Talk's own host, April Jordan. This dynamic book will remind you of the powerful person you really are and how to use that power to create the life that you want. Want better health, success, abundance, love, and more. Within the chapters, you will discover the kind of thoughts, emotions, and words you should be speaking about the things that matter to you most. Also, included in this book are affirmations to speak each day of the week. When spoken in daily succession, these affirmations gain momentum and can help you on your journey towards the life of your dreams. There's no other way around having the life that you want. It all starts with you. Get ready to speak your week. Available for download at Amazon.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to It's Time to Talk. We're coming to you live from Sunset Gower Studios on ubnradio.com and Facebook Live.
Yes,
we
that's
see you. We see you guys
That's
tuning
right.
in. We thank you so much for being a part of our show today. Well, we have a wonderful guest that's here joining us. Her name is Amber Wright, and she is a communication expert and coach. And she wrote her first book. It is entitled, Can We Talk? 10 Life Lessons on Finding Your Voice and Finding Yourself. Please welcome her to the show.
Awesome.
Hi, Amber.
Welcome. Oh, we are so happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here. I'm so excited. You know what? I need to show. Jarvis is showing the book, and I have it. I'm so grateful and thankful for a copy of my own.
You are welcome.
Thank
And I'll
you.
sign it too.
Yes, I was going to say, so
I
just
hope
at
so.
the end, yes.
Yeah, I'd love
But
to.
thank you, yes.
So you're a communications expert.
I am.
I mean, I know what it means, but what does it mean?
What does that mean? Exactly? It's like, what do you do?
Right. What do you do?
Well, you know, I'm one of those people who I say that my purpose and my passion are in alignment with my profession. And I'm grateful for that because I think that's what we're all searching for, is to do
Absolutely.
something
Exactly
that we really love to
what we're
do.
doing.
Right? And I've always had a way with words, always, since I was a kid, and you know, do my Easter speeches on Sunday morning at church. And I have 2 degrees in communication studies. And with that, I've had a professional career in higher ed, and I'm also an adjunct professor. I teach courses in public speaking and interpersonal communication. And so I just really love helping people say their words well. And in my business as a communication coach, and where my expertise kind of comes into play, is that I work with my clients to help them tell their story in a compelling bio or a signature talk. So I'll write the bio for them. A lot of my clients are entrepreneurs, thought leaders, some folks who worked in politics, New York Times bestselling authors who just need, you know how you can do something for yourself, but for other people, but doing it for yourself can be a challenge.
Yes.
So that's where I come in and kind of help them pull out their story, and then I just organize it in a really neat way, both in their bio and then in their outline for their presentations as speakers.
Oh, that's wonderful. I will be hitting you up after this.
It's very interesting because you don't think about that when you start a task and or you're giving something out to the world. You want to do something. Or you want to do something passionate for yourself. You don't think about your own story. How can my own story drive what I'm doing? That's not what you think about.
Yeah.
So how do you bring that out of someone?
Well, I think what holds a lot of people up is we're kind of trained to not talk ourselves up. I think especially as women.
That is the truth.
You have to shrink and, why you think you all that, or you acting like you this or whatever. And so we aren't ever really in the process of, well, not the process, but we don't, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but we grow up not knowing how to confidently express ourselves and talk up what our gifts are or whatever without making it look like we're putting other people down or whatever.
And that kind of goes into not really knowing our worth, our full worth, because we don't ask for what we really deserve sometimes. You know?
And knowing how to articulate it, articulate what our worth is.
Right.
And the best way that I'm able to explain that to people to where they understand about talking about your worth and really, we'll get back to the story piece, but it's like in a relationship.
Okay.
When you meet a partner or potential partner, that's like the interview process, right? It's when you say, okay, these are all the things that I bring to the table. So what you got?
Right.
So you have to be able to say like, well, I'm this, I'm degreed, or I'm smart, I'm funny, or whatever the case may be, and be confident in that, because confidence is attractive.
Okay.
So in the same way with our stories, I think we shy away from talking about ourselves both positively and negatively because we don't realize how much our story can help somebody else. So we hold on to it.
That is so
because
true.
we don't think, well, I'm just me living my life, or these are the hurts that I've had, or these are the successes that I've had, and that's just me living through my day to day. But I always say that your gift is somebody else's struggle. So when you're able to say like, listen, life has been hard, I've been through some things, but I overcame them, and now this is how you can too. Then that's when we are able to free up other people.
I think there's so many blessings in that, and I think before you get to that point where you know that there's a blessing in it, and you before you share it, you may be a little shameful, embarrassed, think that you're the only one that has happened to. So there's so many gifts in sharing. You know,
really is.
It's not that, it's so funny because Deidre and I grew up. We were always told, don't tell nobody your business. Right. So we kept a lot of things close and tight. And it's just one day I just felt like I just wanted to purge everything. I think I was just started telling everybody everything that, it just, as you grow up and the years go by, you're like, I don't care. I'm not embarrassed of that. And then you talk to that person and they've gone through almost exactly the same thing.
You know what it is that we all are hurting in our own ways, and we've all been through our own things. And again, I just think that there's something really powerful about not being afraid of your story and not knowing that and knowing that's not anything to be ashamed of. And there just really is a lot of power in that because everyone, I call it Me Too moments. So when I'm working with my clients, I tell them, whenever you stand up to speak in front of an audience, your goal is to give them as many Me Too moments as possible to where they say,
I like that. Me too.
Oh my goodness, me too.
I love that.
I didn't know that. Me too. So when you say, me and my husband, we had problems, then they can be like, me too. And then that's when you get them. That's when
her husband's shushing her. He's off camera. He's shushing her. Like, we don't have no problem.
He's all like, don't talk about our business.
Listen, well, I mean, since he's here, we'll be married 11 years on Friday.
Oh,
awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's hard. It's a blessing, but it is a journey, marriages.
Absolutely.
And so when again, relationships are always a really good example.
Yes.
Because we all are looking for that.
We can all relate.
Right?
We are,
And
all relate.
I just think that when you we used to go to this church and we would have these couples meetings, everybody would sit around and we would play games and we'd do things and they would be fun, but they were so sterile.
Okay.
Right? Everybody had
because it's church
marriage.
And we're all perfect.
Meanwhile, y'all know y'all had a fight on the way up here. Now you here trying to act, you know what I'm saying? You are extra holy. You want to read the Bible. And you know you was fighting outside. You feel me? And so he and I have never
That's up in the corner, you guys.
And so I don't. Jesus. That ain't how I can't. So we're able to help more people and do better.
So you're sitting in that. So did you like just call people out on it? Like, wait a minute, we're not perfect. Let's get down to earth here.
I thought it.
All right.
So I would come and be like, so how are you guys? Because, and also as a communication expert, I'm surveying, not to be studying people in their business, but I watch body language. I watch nonverbals. And I always just yearn for people to just be more honest than they were. Yes. So my answer to that was to always be honest about, not telling everybody every aspect of our business, but just be like, we have encountered that before. Right. Like just, for example, the Bible says like, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Listen, the sun's gonna set on my wrath a few times, and somebody ain't gonna be sleeping next to the other person tonight.
Yes.
So I've been through that,
That's
right?
real.
But then this is how we manage. This is how we work through it.
Yes,
right.
And
that's
this
the
is how we
reality
made it through it. And
is.
then that encourages that next couple to be like, oh my God, I'm trying to uphold this like perfect image where Amber and Namo, they.
I like that.
Too.
I like that because it paints a picture of this is reality, and when this happens, maybe you shouldn't do it. But when it happens, this is what you can do to help.
Or if it does
yourselves.
happen, it's okay.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
That it's okay.
Yeah. Right.
And there's a way to overcome it.
Right.
Right. I love how I like one of your the first lesson actually when you said we were talking earlier about when you first meet someone and you put basically like April and I talked about putting out your representative.
Yeah, you're dating the representative. Yeah.
So it's like you have your first lesson, which says figure out what you want. And I think, especially just being women, especially for us, sometimes we always don't know what we think about what we want. We think we know, but we don't sometimes because we don't ask those pertinent questions, those things that are important to us, So tell us about that. Talk a little bit more about that lesson 1.
Sure. So the book is a personal development guide for women. Men will get something out of it too. It's not just exclusively for women, but I think, y'all know. And so my goal with the book was to do exactly what we were just talking about and to share the things that I've learned in my young years about how to navigate life. So I envision the book to be a compass for a young adult, but more.
I was gonna say
but not even just that group, but so that was my heart behind the book to say, okay, as you're trying to navigate womanhood and just figure your life out, this will help you from another woman who's been through some things and not being afraid to talk about that. So I started the book with the chapter about figure out what you want because I was just on a podcast the other day and we talked about this and I said, no one can help you get to where you're trying to go if you don't know where that is. If you're lost and you're like, excuse me, can you help me? Okay, where are you going? I don't know.
Like,
you wasting time.
Right.
Now, it's okay to not know exactly where you want to be in 5 years or what have you, but it's important to at least think about it. So I start the book with that because when we talk about finding your voice, you don't know how to use it if you don't know what it is that you want. So if you are in a working environment and you have that one crazy boss who don't know how to talk to people, we've all been there, right?
Lord.
And so it's kind of like, okay, well, what do I want in this moment? I want to be in a work environment where I feel respected and where I feel heard. So the next time that crazy boss comes with their drama, crazy boss, I'm not really okay with how you talk to me today.
I love that.
So
crazy boss,
can we, is there something else that you would like to discuss with me? Because your tone is implying that I did something wrong. Right? Because now that's you working towards that goal of creating the type of work environment that you want. But if you don't know that, then you're just dealing with your crazy boss and everybody has to hear about it when you're she's so stupid. I don't understand why she. And it's like, well, what are you going to do?
And that's the crazy boss talking.
Right, channeling that energy.
But I love the way you went into it. You said you were articulate, you communicated properly, but crazy boss.
I have a story about that in the book where I'll tell it to you. You guys have to read it so that way you'll see. This woman was notorious for yelling at people at work, and then one day it was my turn. Except I wasn't the one though.
Okay.
So she was much older than me, so there's that. And I went to talk to her about a thing, and she starts to raise her voice, and I began. My heart started to beat fast because I'm like, okay, what do I do in this moment? If I let her carry on, this is how it's gonna be.
Okay.
Because what you allow is what will be.
Right.
If I say something that could also cause drama too, but I couldn't. There was just no bone in my body that was going to let me walk out of that office.
I mean,
and
what
not
prepares you
address
for that?
Correct. And I was in my very early 20s. Yeah.
And
so I told her, I was like, hi, I'm standing right next to you, so you don't need to yell. First off, you don't need to yell. I can hear you.
Yeah.
You don't need to raise your voice at me. if you're upset about something, I can either come back or you could lower your voice and we can keep talking. And I just sit there.
I am a communication expert.
Because listen,
I love it.
And she did not know what to do with me, but that was me drawing a boundary, right? That was like, this is not, and she never raised her voice at me again.
Wow.
And that's what that looks like about finding your voice and using it.
I love it.
You do have a chapter on boundaries. A life, lesson 5. A life without boundaries is no way to live.
None. You got to have them.
How do you create a boundary if you don't? If I know several people who don't even understand that word.
Yeah. You know, I think it kind of just goes back to deciding how you want to live and not being afraid to kind of take that pen and say, okay, this is my life. These are the things that are important to me. These are the people that I want to include in my life. Yes. And this is what I want in and what I don't. And I'm going to keep out what I don't want out. And so when it comes to boundaries, I know sometimes it can be hard. Like, for example, my mother-in-law and I were very close. Very, very close. I'm grateful for that because we've all heard of monster-in-law stories, right? Right. Wow. And my husband is an only child, too, so there's that. Right. Her baby boy.
Right.
The only one.
Right. Okay. You know, I get that. I have one son, and I'm like, he's going into high school, and I'm looking at all the little chippies that are looking at him right now. I'm like, when you look.
Yeah, I got my eyes on it.
Right?
I'm watching all y'all. And
I get it.
When I had our first child, we lived with her.
Oh, wow.
This is during the recession and all these things. And so we moved back home. We lived with her. Yeah. And she's like super mom.
Oh, okay.
She makes her own buttermilk in jars, and she makes biscuits, and she can sew, and she got a saw in the garage. Like, she does all these things. Like, she is the quintessential Renaissance woman. And here I am, a first-time mom, trying to figure out my way. Yeah. And she wanted to, you know, blend the baby's food up with the baby bullet and stuff. And I was like, listen, I'm a Gerber baby. I'm good with the baby food in the jar. Yeah. And I remember the day that we had the talk when I just was like, okay, it's really hard for me to find my way if you're already 10 steps ahead of me. Wow. So I need you to carve out space for me to find my own lane as mom.
But see, how many people know how to say that? Without getting. Usually, it's confrontation. It's the argument because the person doesn't know how to communicate or articulate that to someone. Instead of like it'll be like maybe you would have went to your husband and be like, "Why is she acting like that?
Yo, mama crazy.
She upstaging me. I don't want to feed my baby. You know what I mean? But the way that you spoke and the way you're handling it.
Because that's called I language, and to answer your question, that's my life's mission.
Yeah, okay.
Is to train people on how to do these types of, because you can learn how to balance a checkbook, you can learn how to grocery shop, you can learn to do all these things, but whoever teaches you how to communicate, and our parents just transfer on what they learn, good, bad, or indifferent, and so I really like to. I always say that the overall quality of your life is directly influenced by your ability to express yourself with confidence and with clarity. Wow. At home, at work. I always say from the boardroom to the bedroom. To get what you want, you have to know how to talk to people. Right. Sure do. Right. So if I was another woman, right, and I didn't have these skills, then all I'm dealing with is my hurt feelings because really I'm feeling insecure about being a first-time mom. Right. And now I'm comparing myself to this woman who's been in the game for a long time. Exactly. And so now I'm projecting that insecurity that's coming out in anger. Right. Because how do I say you make me feel insecure by you whipping up the baby's baby food and everything, and I want to buy a Gerber baby. Right? So we have to kind of learn to make it about us and use what we call I language to say, I feel this way when you do this. Wow, as opposed to you ain't nothing, and you always trying to it feels so different.
So powerful. I was just gonna say that it feels so different. It's so powerful because you're speaking your truth, and you leave that conversation like, I like you more now. You know what I mean? Like, I respect you more now that you've told me how you felt and the way that you said it, and you didn't put me down in the process. We're not arguing. You didn't push any buttons. And
you gave me a chance to fix it.
Right.
If you've already just cut me at the knees and made me out to be this terrible woman, then I can't fix it.
And then it's also, it's not like just also being vulnerable, just letting her know, like, you're the matriarch, this. I need to learn from you, help me.
So how can we reframe it?
Yes,
exactly. So where I can learn from you. And so that is an example of what it looks like to draw a boundary. So then that way we kind of monitor some of that overstepping. Because if you don't have boundaries and you're just being tossed about.
Right.
But you're mad at everybody. Right? So then because, well, they don't respect me. But how do you go about commanding that respect?
Right.
And that therein lies the issue that I feel like we need to learn how to do.
Wow. Awesome.
That's wonderful. I'm looking at all. Hey, Facebook friends.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Where's it? Hey, Yolanda.
Hi, Yolanda.
Yo-yo. We got Vincent, Aries Queen, Angela. Tony, sweet. Tell Tony.
I know, right?
Tony's the owner here. Hey, we got Tony
we
watching.
miss Tony, and Tony missed us.
I know.
So we love
Tony.
Tony. And hey, David Norwood joined. Welcome, guys.
So
Hope you're
glad.
enjoying the
Hope
show.
that you guys are getting some great information here. I know I'm learning.
Yes.
Oh,
You know,
thank you.
I always consider
am
myself
too.
a person that's just always open to learning and understanding what are the next steps. You know, I feel at this point in my life, this is the perfect conversation. I really do.
I'm so happy
It's a perfect
about
conversation. Yeah, because I'm very mindful of my words. I'm very mindful of how I speak to people and just what I want back. Because that's what it is. It's like, I don't want to just spew.
Right.
You know, it's
What's the
relationships.
intention?
Right.
Communication is give and take. That's why we're all here. Otherwise, I'd be on my own little private island, and
Yeah.
so would you.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
would you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why it's so important. Because communication is how we know we're alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's how we know we're alive.
Yes.
Right.
It's how we build relations. Because that's how we know we're alive. It's through our
That's how we
connections
know.
through other people. It's the only way for you to reach out and connect with somebody else. When you meet someone, a business partner, whomever, it
right.
starts with a conversation.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we have to learn how to do better with conversing.
we do.
Because conversate's not a word.
I know. I learned that too. I was like, conversate's not a word. I got to remember not to say that.
Right,
you know,
right.
but so many people say it.
So many
you know?
people say it.
So, but no, I love it. I think it, like April said, is much needed. You don't meet people like you. You know, it's so rare that the way we're talking to each other nowadays, everybody's just, flipping at the mouth and saying, really, what deep down inside, we need to learn how to communicate better, because inside we're hurting, we need help, or we need guidance and those things, and we're not realizing and knowing how to ask for it.
You know, and I think we should talk about that after the break, because that's a perfect segue, because social media. Let's get on that. You know, everyone wants to say all this negative, evil, whatever, and sit behind these computers, these phones, and just spew all this stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe we can talk a little bit
Absolutely.
about that.
Absolutely. There's a lot to say
return.
about that for sure.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back after the break.
Did you know that your skin is your body's largest organ? And you should be aware of what you're applying to it. The more natural products you use, the better. The best place to start is with Did It For Love handmade natural body products, made with pure organic ingredients. Our Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is whipped to perfection and hydrates dry, cracked skin and protects from UV rays. Did It For Love Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is infused with essential oils. You can choose from scents like lavender, vanilla and sandalwood, white rose, and many more. Our deodorant has a fresh scent that not only works against odor, but also reduces sweat. With this toxin-free deodorant, you can feel fresh and confident all day long. You can also keep your lips healthy and kissable with our handmade lip balms, in healing and fruity scents like tantalizing peppermint to sensational green apple. Our products promote healthy, youthful-looking skin and is safe for the whole family, vegan-friendly, cruelty-free, and gentle enough for cancer survivors and those going through treatment. Go to diditforlove.com today. Did It For Love, toxin-free for your whole family.
Welcome back to It's Time to Talk. We are here with Amber Wright. Amber, thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
She's author of the book, everybody. Once again, Can We Talk? 10 Life Lessons on Finding Your Voice and Finding Yourself.
And I just want
I
to
know
say
you wanna
real
say
quick,
something,
Sheila, say hi to Sheila. She said, hey, Amber.
Hi, Sheila.
She's
Thank you,
tuned
girl.
in. She just finished her homework, so awesome. Love you,
Yay.
Sheila.
Thanks, Sheila.
So wonderful. People are tuning in, so we're excited. So back to you, Amber.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I was looking through some more of these lessons. And before we went to the break, though, before we get back into that, we're talking about language and talking communication, social media.
Yes.
What is going on, and why are people so comfortable hiding behind things and then saying what they really feel, so to speak? What is that about?
It's because of the barrier. you know, you remember being kids, somebody talking behind your back,
right?
Say it to my face,
right.
Okay, it's that same type of thing where like I don't gotta do that because I can make a fake name.
She's so poised,
right? Exactly. And then she just break into it,
elegant, eloquent, and then it's like,
then, look, then she go back to 10. Say it to my face, you know, like, and then she back. Okay, I love it.
couldn't let
you. Now I'm grown.
I couldn't let it go. I noticed that at the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, don't laugh.
Right?
You know what? So the true story. That really is like all these facets of who I am, and I don't know how to be different versions of Amber.
Wonderful.
I love it.
When I'm teaching, you know, I tell my students like, look. This class will be what you make it, right? Because I already have the degree.
Okay.
In fact, I got two.
You're like, I'm good.
So this is up to you all about what
Right.
you want to get.
Right.
And so I don't vie for power.
Okay, yeah. There you
Because I tell them my name's on the syllabus and yours is not.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah,
So I don't have to
known
fight for
thing.
that, which
Right.
frees me up to be my true and authentic self.
Right.
Yes.
I'm much freer and I'm much happier when I'm just being all versions of Amber.
That's
And I gave a training at a
Yes.
corporate office last summer. And it was great. It was on effective email. It was kind of whack with the topic, but it was, we had fun. And because, I'm just me, right? I'm really expressive, talk with my eyes, I'm all over the place.
Yes.
And these two women, they were black women. They came up to me afterward. They stayed until everyone else had gone.
Okay.
And they were like, we need to talk to you. I said, okay, about what?
right.
About the email? Yeah. And she was like, no. You just gave that whole presentation and you were so professional. But real at the same time. How did you do that? Like, give us your secret.
Yeah.
Because we're working in this corporate space, and we don't know how do you feel
How
like
do
you
you
gotta
balance that?
do.
Yes.
So we had to talk about that. Same thing with my students. Like, I am a student of popular culture. I always say that if Oprah and Questlove had a baby, it'd be me, right? And
So cute.
I love talking about this. And so I remember a student. I was like, he was struggling with trying to decide what his speech was going to be about, and he had a sweater that said TDE on it, and I was like, why don't you do your persuasive speech on why Top Dog Entertainment is the best record label out? And he was like, how do you know that? And I was like, well, I mean, I got a radio, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he was so blown away by that. And he was like, I like you, Miss Amber, because, you like young, but you old, And I was like,
like is that a compliment? Okay, yeah.
They're like, okay, thanks, I think.
Right?
I think, like, thank you. So yeah, I fare better in life when I'm just myself.
And I love it. Don't change a thing. I know you won't.
ma'am.
Right.
But what was
the
the
question? I
barrier
forgot.
thing? The social media.
Okay.
hiding
So
behind barriers.
people, again, very ill-equipped to really say what's on their mind. So they hide behind social media, and I mean that's not anything new. Right. It's just worse now, I feel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, the whole idea about people kind of, again, going back to saying things behind my back, like people have always said stuff that's unsavory or whatever. Right. Now it's just easy. You can really be whoever you want to be. And I think the biggest part of that, the difficulty with that is people don't know how to be themselves. They're trapped in the shame of their story. And so for some people, they shrink, but for other people, they project. That's what the whole premise of a bully is, right? Or someone who has something negative to say about you is probably because they really like something about you. I had this girl, she used to say, she told me I had big eyes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Better to see you with.
Correct. Right? But that's because she didn't like
Yeah,
her,
no, I get it.
you know?
Right.
So we
Right.
kind of find these things, and it's really unfortunate. And I don't read comments on websites and stuff because there's such a, you see the underbelly of our country, especially with things that are happening the way they are now. So I don't know that there's a resolution, but I think that's why people do it, because then I can be free to hide my misery for a little bit, and project it onto you.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. Projecting it onto other people, and that has come up recently. Just April and I spoke about transitioning and stuff earlier, and reflection too. And I know personally, I'm going through so many different things, just getting older, transitioning my life and certain things. And I was like, I want to be around people that that understand and know who they are, and not project how they feel and the insecurities they have onto me, and me accepting baggage and things like that. It's like, I want to be conscious of that, you know, and so that's perfect that you said that, because now I'm at that space where I'm walking into my authentic truth, you know, of who Deidre is, you know, and being happy about it, and like, you know, and it's up to me to receive what to receive, repel, whatever, or you keep.
Yes.
Hey, you keep it to yourself. That's on you. Don't put that on me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that goes back to the boundary drawing that we were talking about before.
Right.
As you were on this quest to really, being your true, authentic self.
Yes.
Whatever iteration that looks like for you now in this season.
Yes.
Then everybody ain't gonna make it with you on this next journey.
That's right. And
so
some have already dropped off.
And there you go.
You know.
Thank you for your service.
Right.
And then you move on.
So glad we had this time together.
Yeah.
But it's time to go. Yeah. But it's time to go.
Right? And so that adds all these perfect segues, you guys. Lesson 6. Let go of the things that no longer serve you.
Oh.
See how you did that?
Is it. I'm going to do Oprah moment. That's it.
Don't do that right now. I'm not going to be able to get through. She does the best imitation of Oprah.
I'm not going to get through this interview if you do that.
That's my Oprah moment. I love it. Let's talk about chapter 6. Yes.
But you gotta let it go. You gotta let them people
You
go.
gotta let it go, man.
Man, it's too much. It's too draining.
Yeah. Erykah Badu had her song, Bag Lady.
Yes.
Bag Lady, you
Bag
on
Lady.
the show bus, girl.
You're right.
You got too much stuff.
Got too much
Yes.
stuff. Woo. Tell it.
But again, where do we learn to go to unpack the bag, though?
Right.
Where do we go?
Right.
We don't
And
know.
so,
Yeah.
for those of us who have been on that journey and I'm like, listen, I ain't got nothing to carry in these bags. I'm good, right? It's a process and it's a journey, but it's worth it. And so I talk about all kinds of things, and I walk the reader through a process of learning how to let things go, starting with dumping out all that junk underneath your bathroom sink. All those products that are collecting dust that you don't even use.
That's right. That's right.
Emptying out the junk drawer in your home. Like, my husband is a minimalist. Like, we would have a bed and a chair if it were up to him in our home. So technically, like, I'm like a junky person compared to him because he don't like nothing.
Nothing.
But there's something to be said about going through that process. Like, why do again, I don't want to give the whole book away, but I talk about how maybe it might have been edited out. I don't remember. But I had these letters from my the first man I ever loved when I was like a teenager, though.
Yeah.
I had those letters for years, and we were going through some cleaning up and whatever in our first apartment. I was like, why do I still have these?
Why?
Because, see, again, holding on to this energy that these letters brought to my life.
Energy.
That is
energy.
useless.
Okay.
That is useless.
Yes.
So I threw them away, because what does that mean for what does that do for me now? So letting go of things that no longer serve you.
So how did you feel when you threw it away?
Fantastic. Because no one can take away the memories.
The memory.
He will forever hold that marker in my life.
Right.
As the first man that I ever loved.
Right.
Or,
Right.
So keeping these letters
Right.
didn't really mean anything to me. Right?
Yeah.
Because that relation didn't even end well.
Look at that.
Yeah. So
and I think with things like that, when you let things go and throw things away, you feel lighter.
you do. Yeah.
But the funny thing is, you didn't even know that you were carrying it.
Right.
Until you throw it away, until you let
It's
it
like
go.
when you move. That's why people don't like moving. Because you're like, where did I get all this stuff? Because it's all tucked away in closets and bins and all of this. And everything that I have, save a few things that he might be like, girl, you lying on that radio show. You got stuff you need to throw away. But as a general rule, though, I like to keep things that make me happy. That's the whole premise of that book. The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Have you familiar with that book by Marie Kondo? It was very, very popular to about 2 years ago. And the whole premise of the book is same way that I'm talking about communication. She said nobody ever really teaches you how to clean.
Right.
So her whole thing is you got to go through your closet and take out every single garment, every single shoe, every single belt, and you touch base. You physically touch each item. And if it does not spark joy in your life, you either keep it or
magical.
you throw it away or you donate it.
Oh, I love that.
That's magical.
Yeah,
we were just talking about that. Deidre we were literally walking into this studio and I have on these shoes, and Deidre was like, "Oh, I love those shoes," and I said, "I do too." And what did you say? You found some similar?
I went shopping the other night, and I saw some high heels that she has on that are cute that reminded me of her shoes, and they were burgundy. And I said, I tried them on, they looked really good, but you know what? They didn't. What did I say? I said it didn't. Did I say it didn't spark me?
Yes, you
I
did.
said it didn't spark me.
That's exactly what she said.
So that you got to go
why I
through
didn't
that
get
whole
'em.
process with everything
and
in
feel
your
that.
house.
Yes.
Does it move you emotionally?
Man.
Uh-huh.
Because then you
Emotional
look
thing.
at everything and the whole thing. So there's whole like this Japanese premise, like I was saying before about the people. Thank you for your service. I actually got that from that book. So if you have a dress that you can't even fit no more,
Right.
you just got it.
Right.
Do you know? Thank you for this. Thank you for your service. Thank you for how you made me feel when I wore you. And then you bid it. Look at Google the book. I promise you, and read it.
Okay.
But the clothes. Think about it clothes. Thank
and
you.
it's like because
for fitting when I wasn't.
Thank you for how you made me
I wasn't
look when I was like
overweight.
25, but now it's time. And so
Yeah.
remember how you asked me
Wow.
about the letters? That helps with the departure.
Yes.
Because now you've bid it farewell.
I understand.
And you say, okay,
Because it's so
it's done
emotional.
now.
You
This
release
season
it.
is done.
You release.
So I can let this jacket go.
Right.
Right?
Wow.
And there's so many blessings that are waiting for you, but you don't have room for them.
And you think about that. You don't think about it in terms of those things. You think of that in terms of letting people go in terms of that.
Right.
So but to go bigger, to vast, thinking about it's your whole world. Like you said, it's from the shoes to the clothes to the drawers to the people.
So before you go and confront that homegirl that you don't even really kick it no more, you roll your eyes every time she calls. You're like, oh, I don't really want to talk to her. So maybe you practice with some of those smaller things first, right? You kind of know what that looks like and what that and how good it feels.
Yes.
And then when you finally do say, I think our friendship has come to an end. It's been really great, and I love you. I always will. But this season is I think
done.
it's run its course.
Wow.
Then I don't like you, and then you can kind of release all that energy too. So then that way you're freer for when your new friend comes along,
Because they will.
because
will.
they
Once
You
will.
release those things, then
You
ones
can
will come.
recognize that
Right.
person and
Right.
welcome them into your life. But we don't know how to do that.
Wow.
No,
Or we don't want to do
I
the work
love that.
that's required for us.
Girl,
to
you
do
need
that.
to. Do you go all over the country? You need to go start seminars and teach these people.
Well,
Yes.
I am a speaker.
Right.
Yeah, I'm actually keynoting
I
a
think it's
leadership training on Monday at a university in LA, and that's what's next on deck.
Yeah.
This will be my last semester in the classroom.
Okay.
Because God is changing my
You're
classroom.
ready to
It's
hit it.
it's
You're
time
ready.
for me to,
That's right.
The next level.
Yeah.
The next level.
and that's okay.
Yes, it is.
To say, okay, I've really done my best here.
Right.
I've done my best work here in this capacity. Now it's just time for me to move on.
And it's to reach more, the masses. And the people that you have in your classroom will be coming to that's a bigger platform. They could come to your
Do you know how Facebook
seminars
does
or
those
whatever.
Facebook memories?
Yeah.
Last year on August 11th, I was teaching summer school, and a student wrote a letter to me, and he said that. And he said, you will never know how much you've changed my life by this 6-week course.
Wow.
And he said, you need to stop teaching here because you are meant to do more than teach in a community college classroom.
That. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I was so grateful that this young man would see that in me because, I just, that was what was on my heart at the time.
Right.
And then now that's actually happening.
But you found your own voice, your own truth, and your own passion, which is the premise of the book, which is the point. And so we haven't talked about every single chapter, and we won't. We want you to go out and get the book. But how, and as brief as you can tell us, how does one find their truth? How do you do it? Like, do you sit, do I sit down and write the things I like, or do I, what is that process like?
It starts with learning to listen to your inner voice and taking that off mute.
Taking it off mute.
Taking it off mute. So what that looks like is you meet somebody new and you're not, something ain't right. And you know it ain't right. And your inner voice is like, don't do it, girl. Don't do it. But you're like, mute. Right? So your truth is, and you know this person's not good for you.
Right.
You know the signs are there that this ain't going to work out.
Right.
Right? But mute. So you engage in this whole thing, and your truth really is that you want to be in a loving, happy relationship where the person honors you and values you and all these things. And this person does not even bring that to the table. But you muted your inner voice. So what that might look like is you two are sisters, and it's like, you know what, Deidre, I really like this person, but I don't know. And then she might say, as your sister who loves you, well, then maybe you should slow it down a little bit and take some time to think about it. And then you take that time and you're like, you know what? No, I don't want this. So then you are now empowered to turn the volume up on your voice and say, you know, I think you're great, but just not great for me. Thanks for the time we've had together, but it's not going to work out. Then there's no drama. There's no nothing. Well, I mean, the person may not even, you know, they might be like, okay, well, or what have you. But it's learning how to listen to your inner voice and honor it. It's there for a reason, right? It's there to be your guide. And then acting on that decision. Because nobody knows what's best for you better than you.
Exactly.
So standing in your truth is saying, okay, this is what I really want for my life. And then being able to voice that. And so that could come through writing it out in a journal. That could come through putting together a vision board, or what it could be just through prayer if you are of faith. It will manifest itself in different ways for different people. But the goal is to acknowledge that center, because that's what will guide you, and what is right to you may not always be right for you. Right. And so when we take the time to kind of say, okay, that's where you have your people. And there's one of the chapters in the book that talks about that. One of the lessons is you can't do life alone. Find your people. And that's why you need people around you who are going to hold you down and have your back. I thought you was on a diet. You know what I'm saying? Why you eating that cheeseburger? Don't be worried about what I was trying to mouth. Right? You know? But at least it might get you thinking about it. Like,
you always think about it.
I did tell her that I was trying to,
think about
it. So that's what, to me, what standing your truth is. It's just saying, like, you know what? This is the life that I want to have. This is the life I feel like I deserve. And this is the life that I'm going to work hard to pursue. And so that means when you get clarity on that, then you can miss me with the negativity, you can miss me with the drama, you can miss me with all that who are going to keep me from meeting that goal. And then you have just, you know, a happier life in general.
Absolutely. I love it because it brings us to, I like your back, we're going back and forth through the book, but it's great. So like lesson 2, when you said get some goals so your life won't suck. I love that. And that's basically that's
people
how
need
it's
to
wrapped
know
up
that.
to.
Goal setting is a thing.
So you're telling me if you're sitting up and you're watching TV all day and eating chips or whatever you're doing all day and not working or whatever, and you're looking at everyone whose life is progressing and they're buying this and they're going to school and they're getting degrees and and they look great and they have goals. What
a concept.
Right.
There's a lot of power in that.
Yes.
A lot of power in, again, kind of charting the course. I first heard it from Dave Ramsey, a personal finance author. He said a goal without a deadline is just a wish.
Wow.
So if you say, okay, I want to buy a house, by when?
Yes, there's nothing. There's nothing behind it.
5 years, there's something about being really concrete and specific, and then we get into this other whole conversation about the law of attraction and manifesting, and speaking things into existence. You know, that's biblical too, right? Speak things that were not as though they were. So there's these ideas. There's nothing wrong. It's fine to say this is what I want for myself. It goes back to the whole idea, and then writing it down.
Yes.
You got to write it down.
Write it down. Make it
plain.
plain.
And then do the work.
Okay.
Right. That's too. Because then it's like, okay. The girl said on the radio show, write it down. So I wrote it. Now what? Get to work. You want to lose some pounds? Okay, then put that burger down.
Right. Go take a walk.
You want to buy that house? Start saving your money. Get your credit together.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you'll start to see the opportunities. Yes. As Paulo Coelho said in The Alchemist, that all the universe is conspiring to give you what you desire.
It really happens that way.
But you got to be willing to, to not just even have the desire, but to put it out there into the universe. And then as you're walking the path, say, all right.
Because we're creators. Every day you're creating. You're creating your life, your world. You know, what is coming to you, what's not. So it's
amazing.
It's real.
It's amazing when you take account of, me personally, I've done this, the things I prayed for, the things I've wished for, the things, whatever. And some of them are right in my face right now. And I'll look back and say, oh my gosh, I prayed for this. And it's here. It happened. Wow. It just gives you that ammunition to keep going. And, I think God puts little mile markers in our lives, whatever you want to call it. And he's like, okay, you're here now. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. Yeah. And I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Right. And accepting that. And like, I never resented, even though I had bigger dreams, like my student was talking about in the letter last year. He didn't know that. But I knew that. But I never resented where I was.
Then that's
because where I'm at is where I'm supposed to be. Right. And when you accept it, because I've written down, I know where I'm trying to go. So I know that I'm on my way somewhere. This is just a stop on the journey. Right. So many people don't recognize that. It's like, well, I wish I had this. And but girl, where are you right now?
Yes. The power of now.
You gotta understand where you are, and you gotta understand that where you're going, you can't get there unless you are here. I can't. I won't be able to recognize it, accept it. I'm not ready for that.
And all of that goes back to the power of our words.
Yes. Right. Absolutely.
Which starts back with the communication.
Yes. So huge.
Wonderful.
I mean, because you could have a fantastic day if you're just loving on everybody and you're happy and you're, it can go either way. You can be two totally different people. In the same day. You know what I mean? Like you can have two, what I'm trying to say is two separate experiences in one day.
That's true.
But it's up to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
To decide how it's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not easy. Let's be clear to listeners. Like what we're saying to you isn't easy. There's no snap my fingers solution. Right. No. But if you are a person that says like, I want better than where I am, then trust that better is on its way, but you have to beckon the better. Yeah. By the way you talk, the way you act, the things that you do, the people you engage with, the places you go. That's beckoning the better because it's not just going to come. Or it will come, but your mind ain't right. You can't receive it.
You can't receive it. You won't even see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
won't even see it.
You won't even see it.
I love the way you said that.
Well, wonderful. I just want to shout out some more people. Oh, Sheila, she's so cute. She just said, love that Oprah moment. Thanks, Sheila. Then she said, ooh, Amber, oh my gosh, I'll try that. Speaking of that book, that title book. Then thank you for your service. That's LOL, so she loved. And then God is so amazing. I love him. So yes, we love him too. Praise God.
Thank you, Yolanda. Yolanda Williams says, good conversation, ladies. So happy that you all are tuned in.
Yes, thank you all for watching.
Some great information. And I hope you all go out and buy the book.
Please do.
Man, I know
available
I can't wait.
on Amazon.
I cannot wait to read it. Actually,
I love it. I am so happy. I'm like, read this tonight.
Y'all gonna be like, and we gotta come back. We got more things to talk about.
Yes,
that's what I'm thinking because time is winding down. We're headed towards the end of the show, actually. So, do you want to give out your social media and tell people what you'll be doing next and how we can contact you? I know that you do videos.
I do
on your social media page on Facebook.
I love social media. Yeah, because I know the purpose that it serves for me.
Yeah.
So then you're able to draw the line. You just don't hear all willy nilly. Then you waste time.
Right.
But I'm on the book, the bird, and the gram at Talk to Amber.
the book, the bird, and the gram.
The name of my website is talktoamber.com. The name of my website is talktoamber.com.
Did y'all get that book, bird, gram?
Make it very easy for you to find me. And yes, please come say hi. I would love to connect with all of you. And if you want to just learn a little bit more about me, you can visit my website again, talktoamber.com. And you'll just find me out here in these internet streets trying to do what I'm doing, trying to teach these people how to be better communicators and say their words well, running my business, teaching my classes, loving on my man, and raising my kids.
He's raising his hand.
You see her husband in the back.
Get a shot of this man.
Know, right?
He's acting up, y'all.
I don't really take him nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
It is so beautiful. The energy between you two to see a loving couple and the support of your husband must be just an amazing feeling.
Best friend.
Your best friend.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it's just wonderful.
And I'm sure the communication skills must be off the chain. You know, she knows how to communicate.
She's like,
that's another show.
But good, bad, or indifferent.
All right, we got to wrap it up. We thank you all so much for tuning in. Go out and get the book as soon as you can. Thank you so much, Amber Wright, for being on our show.
Yes, thank you, Amber.
We do have to have you. After you go around the world, come back and see us. Let us know how the trip was.
I would love to.
All right. We thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Your conversation is your affirmation. Remember that. Speak life, like April said.
That's right. It's time to talk. We'll catch you guys next time. Love you.